What's up, everybody? You know I love a good analogy. So today we're going to be using one in regards to golfing and wholesale and real estate. Two of my most favorite things in this earth. And the reason why is because, well, one, I feed my family with wholesaling, and for enjoyment, I love going and play golf. In fact, I play almost every other day, every single day. I mean, I try to get out here as much as possible. So, as much as I've played lately, I've seen the similarities between the two. And so as I play this hole today, I'm going to be breaking down all the important facets of golfing in comparison to wholesale and real estate. For example, you have to have a great shot off of the tee, just like you have to have good lead generation inside of your wholesaling business. It's the foundation for everything that we do. See, if I try to crank this ball and I hit it up in these houses on the left, I'm screwed. It's game over. Just like if you pick really bad lead generation like cold calling or direct mail, well, it's going to be a grind. It's going to be hard. But nowadays, we have things like PPL, speed lead, property leads, lead solo. It's become easier to talk to just motivated sellers. Just like nowadays we have technology when it comes to golf where we have more forgiving clubs. It should make it easier for me. So today we're going to be playing the 18th hole at the Resort Golf Club here in Fort Worth, Texas. It's a par 5. It's 500 yards, and yes, I'm hitting off of the blues, not the tips for all of you keyboard warriors. But as we play along today, just know today's episode is sponsored by Happy Gilmore 2, coming out on Netflix on July 25th. See what I can do. Oh yeah, baby. Right in the middle. That's like emergency reasons, vacant non-occupied house, full gut, needs everything, needs to sell ASAP lead. Oh yeah, that's what that was. Let's see what we can do with it. Now, as important as lead generation is, because it's the foundation for our wholesaling business, acquisitions is the heartbeat of our wholesaling business, just like your approach shot is the heartbeat for your golf game. Now, our drive landed here, we're 240 yards out. So we hit a 260-yard drive. Not bad, not quite warmed up yet, but we're in the middle of the fairway, so we've got a decent lead, right? Now it's all about our approach / acquisitions. See, inside of our wholesale business, we can have the greatest leads in the world, but if we don't close them, nothing matters. This is why I teach so often about the closer's formula, how to ask the right questions, and realistically, how do you close the deals or the leads that maybe you shouldn't close, right? The ones where the sellers want full retail. They want too much, but there is that underlying motivation. That's what we focus on here at Titanium. Well, in golf, see, you can have a great drive, 260 yards right in the middle of the fairway, but my approach shot is the most important one. See, without this, I'm nothing. If I shank this into the houses or I slice it into the water, my hole's over. And honestly, probably my entire round. Now, I could play smart, but I'm a closer. So I pulled out the 3-wood. We're going to try to get this as close as possible to the green. Let's see what happens here. All right, in typical king closer fashion, our approach shot hooked left, hit a tree, and landed 94 yards short of the green. But we got the contract, baby. See, this is what happens in acquisitions. Sometimes things aren't going to go perfect, right? And that brings us to the next phase: transaction coordination, recon, renegotiations. All right. Inside of our wholesale business, we expect closers to be perfect on their analysis. And I tell people all the time, shooters shoot. Just like back there. Should I have been hitting a 3-wood? Probably not. I probably should have laid up, but what would have happened if I laid up? I would have been 100 yards short. I went for it. About 20% of the time, I'll land on the green and I'll have an eagle putt. But on this time, I'm just a little bit short, and I'm right where I would be if I always laid up. In acquisitions, you got to do the same thing. Take that chance. When you've got that opportunity to get the signed contract, get the signed contract. So now we're in phase 3. All right, we've got to get the pictures. We've got to reanalyze the deal. We've got to see where do the numbers actually look like. Then we've got to make sure, can we get clear title, right? Transaction coordination. Can we make sure that this deal is closable? And that's my job right here. See, chipping, your short game. This is where you could either make or break a round. Now, this is something I've been working on a lot over the past year because, quite frankly, a year ago when I started playing golf, I was horrible at this. And quite frankly, it's still my weakest part of the game. Let's see what I can do here from 94 yards out. All right, so after 3 shots, we're on the green and we've got a putt. And putting is dispositions. See, without dispositions, we don't get paid as wholesalers. And it's honestly the most overlooked skill set that you need to develop inside of your wholesaling business. Building that relationship with your end buyers so you can actually close deals repeatedly over and over and over again. I always say this, I don't want to sell 1 deal to an end buyer. I want to sell 200 deals to an end buyer. Same thing in golf. See, now I'm on the green. My job is to 2-putt from here. Maybe I get lucky and run this in for birdie, but the goal here is to run this in 2 putts, get a solid offer on my first showing, and move from there. That's what you guys got to do on dispositions. Go to that known buyer that you know buys in that area that has bought properties from you before, get that offer, and leverage it with your other buyers and see how much money you can make. So, let's see if I can run this in from about, I don't know, 35 feet. It's multiple offers from our end buyers. Now we just got to pick the one that we want to do multiple business with. Boom. We'll take a par on a par 5 for 500 out. Listen, guys, at the end of the day, playing golf, wholesaling, there's a lot of similarities. You can make a lot of money wholesaling real estate. Just got to stick to the fundamentals. And if you play golf as often as I do, you can still suck, but every now and then get par on a par 5.